Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another Fool's Gold review. Yes, and we finally get to cover Brian Michael Bendis' Legion of Superheroes issue 12 before the Future State ones come in. Yay! Yes, I'm excited. And by the way things are going, and I've already seen the latest issue of the future state of this, and yeah, the writing's getting terrible. It's the only thing I can say. So by the time this comes out, or by the time this review comes out, I should have the review up for the future state one uploaded and prepared to go up on schedule. So let's get to how this Fool's Gold works. If you're new to the channel, this over here shows my rating system, and what I do is I rate the cover, the art and the story, and how much I think it's worth. And on top of that, in regards to how much it's worth, right, this is what it is in the US dollars, what it converts to in Australian dollars, and how much I think it's worth out of all that. We have total that will go for the artist as well as for the writer. So let's start on the first part. Does the cover match what happens inside the story? Compared to the Challenge of the Super Sons, this just barely covers what happens inside the story. But if I want to compare it to the Super Sons, a lot of the covers for that do actually cover what's happening in the story, to which that's a 10 out of 10. Go check it out. So this in regards to the story, or this cover in relation to the story, I gave the cover a 5 out of 10, to which the cover I believe is worth about $1. Now let's have a look at the internal art around the beginning, middle and end. Alright, here's some art around the beginning. Some really nice shots here in the panels. I will always admit this, Brian Michael Bendis does choose some good artists to work on his content, but it doesn't mean that the art really works with the story to which he's trying to tell. Let's move to the middle. This is the middle. A really nice looking double page spread here. Now we'll move towards the end. And this is art towards the end of the story, to which I gave the art a 5 out of 10, to which I also believe it's worth about $1. Now moving into the story. Now, does this story provide locations as to where it takes place? Yes, it does. The places that it covers is New Krypton and also Earth. The cast of characters, of course, John Samuel Kent, Superboy, Mon-El, the Superman of the Legion of Superheroes, Saturn Girl, Rogol Zar, who is the villain in this, Dr. Fate, and of course the rest of the Legion of Superheroes, to which there are too many fucking to name, to put it bluntly. Did we get any comic references in this? Fuck no. Nope. Would have helped the story in this, to which, if they were really smart in putting the comic references in this, including the previous issue, to also help bring more money to Brian Michael Bendis' comics, but of course the editors don't want to do that. Great job, because It just proves you can't bank on Bendis at DC Comics. Because there could have been a comic reference to, say, Man of Steel, and of course, Rogol Zaar's next appearance in the Bendis Superman run, which would have helped bring more money to these titles. And I can understand why it would get a loss in titles and a loss in sales. So well done to losing more money. Do we get time as to when this takes place? No, not really, but what does DC care about time anymore? Especially in regards to DC continuity. They've decided to flush that out of DC Comics permanently. So how does this work in relation to the story and its rating? Well, for the story rating, this is going to get a 3 out of 10. As this story basically has to do with John getting the Legion of Superheroes to beat the crap out of Rogol Zaar, and then finally Mon-El wakes up out of his derangement syndrome against his own grandfather, who would be John Samuel Kent right there. Or better yet, Grandpa derangement syndrome. And finally sees that, okay, perhaps it would be a good idea to go help John Samuel Kent to beat Rogol Zaar. Another thing that this little arc doesn't cover is how Rogol Zaar obtained damage to his body, especially on New Krypton, because what's happened here, it doesn't make sense. In regards to this arc, it's an epic fail. A big epic fail. Well, if you want to really pick up something that's fantastic that Brian Michael Bendis writes, go pick up Jinx World. This is 10 times. Jinx World is 10 times better than this. Especially his Powers run. Pick up his Powers run. Until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As you can see, I'm also on the road to 200 subscribers. If you'd really like to help make that possible, I'd really appreciate it, as I already have a goal planned of what I'll be doing for 200 subscribers. I don't know what I'll be doing for the next goal yet, so you might want to leave a suggestion in there. Maybe I might want to cover some comic related, where this 200 sub is something manga related, or maybe even do a 200 sub live stream. That's just a few ideas from the top of my head. Until then, let's keep it colourful, and if you've now seen the end of this video, you are awesome.